أبدا لن نحيد، أبدا لن نحيد، أبدا لن نحيد عن خطى الإيمان. دربنا درب قويم، دربنا درب قويم بالهدى القرآني.
أبدا لن نحيد، أبدا لن نحيد، أبدا لن نحيد عن خطى الإيمان.
In this video, we are going to discuss one of the most famous Muslim heroes. This is the Lion of the Desert, الصحراء, Omar al Muktar. He is also known by many other nicknames and titles. He is labeled as the Sheikh of the Martyrs or Sheikh al-Shuhada. In addition, he has the name of Sidi Omar. Omar al Muktar Muhammad ibn Farhat al-Minfi was born in the year 1858. This is roughly 1,200 years after the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was born in the small town of Zanzur near Jabal al-Akhdar, or the Green Mountain of Libya, in Ottoman Serensia in Libya. At the time of his birth, to the invasion of Libya of the Italians, the Ottomans were controlling Libya as a territory. However, its true leadership was under a Senussi emir. Omar al Muktar came himself from the Senussi dynasty or the Senussi lineage. At the age of 10, Omar al Muktar lost his father. He lost his father when he was in Mecca performing Hajj. Mukhtar's early years were marked by an Islamic education, and where he would learn fiqh, Islamic jurisprudence, Quranic studies, and Hadith. He would then continue to specialize in Quranic studies in the Senussi University. This is where he would become a Quran teacher or Muallim al-Quran. In the year 1900, the French invaded the African country of Chad. Omar al Muktar, along with 4,000 men, 4,000 Senussis, went into Chad to perform guerrilla warfare against the French colonizers. After 2 years of operation, Mukhtar went back to Libya with his soldiers after their leader passed away. In 1911, the Ottoman-Italia War or Turco-Italia War commenced. Omar al Muktar participated in the battle on the side of the Ottoman Empire with his Senussi soldiers. However, Admiral Luigi Faravelli was able to reach the shores of Libya, where he took control of Tripoli. The Italians gave the Ottomans an ultimatum. They told the Sultan if they did not surrender the entire province of Libya, that they would destroy the cities of Benghazi and Tripoli. As a result, the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed V ceded the lands to the Italians and took all of the soldiers from the province. At the same time, the Balkan War erupted, making the Ottomans take their soldiers from Libya to fight in the Balkans. The resistance to Libya now fell on the Lion of the Desert, Omar al Muktar. The first problem that al Muktar had was resources. He needed to find a place that would supply his men with guns and ammunition. His soldiers would raid the Egyptian border that was controlled by British soldiers. They would take their weapons and ammunition to fight the Italians with them. Omar al Muktar had control over 1,000 Senussi soldiers. He concentrated them in different areas of Libya that had Italian strongholds or Italian outposts. Mukhtar used the strategy of guerrilla warfare to inflict casualties among the Italians. Al Mukhtar would attack different Italian outposts and then retreat with his men. This would ensure that he lost as little as possible, while the Italians would suffer heavy losses. This made the Italian royal army surprised. Why were they surprised? They were surprised as they did not know how a man with a group of a mere 1,000 soldiers were able to defeat an army that was well equipped with modern tanks and superior weapons. In 1924, the Italian governor Ernesto Bombelli formulated a counter-guerrilla warfare tactic that was able to inflict some losses against Omar al Muktar's men. Al Muktar then reorganized his soldiers and kept getting supplies from Egypt. He made a surprise attack on the city of Rahiba, and where he was able to inflict losses. In the year 1929, the Italian forces made a compromise with Mukhtar. However, he denied this treaty at the end of the year, stating that there was really no peaceful commitment between the two forces. He continued his offenses once more. In the year 1930, General Rodolfo Graziani tried to commit an offensive against Mukhtar. However, this attack failed. In the same year, the commissioner of the Italian colonies, Emiliano de Bono, and the Italian dictator, Mussolini, formulated a plan to stop Omar al Muktar. They made a fence across the border of British Egypt and Italian Libya, and where Mukhtar was not able to receive his supplies that he would from Egypt. In addition, they relocated many of the Libyan families that were living in the border to camps. This played a huge loss of morale to Mukhtar's men, as most of these Libyan families were forced to live in horrendous conditions in these camps. A year later, on September 11th, 1931, Mukhtar was sadly spotted by a group of Italian forces. They called for reinforcements. Surprisingly, however, they received their reinforcements from Libyan and Eritrean soldiers that were working for Italy. In the ensuing battle, al Muktar fell off his horse. When he went on another one, the horse was again shot and he fell. Mukhtar was injured by the fall. A Libyan soldier that was working for the Italians felt so bad for Mukhtar that he said the words, Sidi Omar, are you okay? When the Italians heard this, they knew that they had captured the Lion of the Desert, Omar al Muktar. 5 days later, after a court, he was put to execution, and were his last words before his declaration of faith, before his shahada, Anna la ilaha illallah, was Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, which translates, to God we come and to Him we shall return. Something nice about Omar al Muktar, it was said that if there were 10 people like Omar al Muktar, then it would be enough for us. Omar al Muktar was also one of the only enemies of an enemy of the Italians that was commemorated or was respected in a way that the Italian generals had nothing but respect to his willpower and his motivation to defeat them. Many commemoration and respect was made for Omar al Muktar after his death. In 1961, Omar al Muktar University was founded. In 1971 until now, Mukhtar's face has appeared on the Libyan 10 dinar note. In addition, in 1981, a movie called The Lion of the Desert, or الصحراء, starring Anthony Quinn as Omar al Muktar, shows his life against General Rodolfo Graziani's forces. In addition, many streets and places in the world have been named after this Libyan Muslim hero, Omar al Muktar Muhammad ibn Farhat al-Minfi. For example, in Kuwait City, there is a street called the Omar al Muktar Street. Also in Gaza City, there is a street called the Omar al Muktar. In Al-Qahira in Egypt, or Cairo, Egypt, there is a street called the Omar al Muktar Street. Also, there have been avenues and roads named after Omar al Muktar in Morocco or in Saudi Arabia. This is showing the respect that he has received from the world after his heroic accomplishments. Wa rahmatullah ala Omar al Muktar. And this concludes the video discussing the life of Omar al Muktar and his struggles against the colonial powers of the Italians, the French, and the British. If you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you do not miss the next video. And thank you.
إنا لله وإنا إليه لراجعون. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.